I'm Horacio Gallegos, Director of Investor Relations at Ruby Group Capital. I'm here with founder and principal Ricardo Rubiano. And Ricardo, I want to talk about what we were discussing this morning, kind of show the audience an example of some creative financing, some value add opportunities example, particularly the project that we spoke about. So can we talk about that a little bit?
So sometimes when you're dealing with lenders, banks, financial institutions, in the capital stack of things, you've got two primary divisions, debt and equity. The debt portion is easy to structure, confirm, go visit with your local banker, understand what his requirements are, what he's willing to lend up to, what interest rate he's at, and you can structure that portion. The equity portion side is where we deal with on investor relations and putting money together. So many times, as an example, is you can, in the project that we were at yesterday, you can buy something for, say, $2 a foot, and 21 acres at $2 a foot is a certain amount. As you subdivide it, add value to it, make improvements to it, create a site plan, bring investors, kind of like we talked about the Olive Garden earlier, you bring those guys to the table, that enhances the value of the property, of the project. So in that situation, you could start at something that you buy for $2 or $3. You subdivide it, you plat it, you rezone it, you add basic improvements to it, basically make it functional. And by doing so, in some instances, we've taken that value up to where people come back to us and say, hey, you realize that's worth now $24 a foot. That's a big modification from where something you bought for $2 or $3 invested in the infrastructure like we do, and now it's worth a different amount. In like the project we saw yesterday, we created two hard corners. We created a north and a south entrance on a signalized traffic interchange. Well, if you were to go out and just purchase a signalized traffic interchange today, well, you're going to pay in the Rio Grande Valley, you're going to pay anywhere between $18 to $24 as a minimum. Well, if you're able to purchase that at $2, add some value to it, that's a big difference, right?
Absolutely.
So that's what we're talking about. How do you add value to it that way?
So let's tell the audience where that project is, and it's in McColl Commons in Edinburgh, Texas.
Okay.
Where is it right now, and what's the future of the next?
So that was purchased. We purchased it 2 years ago. So in a situation like that, when you have an open tract of land, 21 acres, but you have the opportunity to convert it into a traffic signal intersection, which is unique. You have to find those, and again, going back to searching through 100 properties to find the one that's going to work for what you really need, and use your dollars wisely to invest in that particular tract, you can create a north and a south intersection on a traffic signal, which is very rare. If you can buy that land for $2 or $3 a foot, and in the Rio Grande Valley today, the price of that real estate can be up to $18, $24. Our neighbors are appraised at those values. That's a tremendous jump in equity that you now have that value, having purchased it at a different price. That's a good example of how to create value and equity. Then you take that to the bank and say, guys, as we put our project together, we're bringing this to the table, and you put a tenant or a user that you have that's ready to go, you add that to that creates cash flow. So you've answered a few questions that your lender or your financial institution will have for you as you walk in the door. How are you going to pay for the project? What are you going to do with the project? And where's the equity going to come from for you to do this project?
Gotcha. So let's discuss with the audience where the project is right now, what tenants are there, who's interested, what does that next phase look like here in the next year or two?
So we closed on that land about 2 years ago, created a master plan. The master plan, as I mentioned previously, included 2 retail lots on either side of that intersection. And then as you drive into the property, in the rear is a large 15-acre tract for multifamily use. We do have a conditional approval from the city of Edinburgh in that situation for about 275 housing units, but that's a very preliminary number. We probably will come back off that number, maybe even create a townhome project with 2 different apartment projects back there, so that we're still very flexible in that. What drove us to close and then move forward with the construction of the 20,000 foot structure on one of the retail pads was the fact that we had McAllister's Deli and Lebanese Bistro taking about a combined 8,000 square feet, 20,000 square feet. So we felt comfortable moving forward with our loan package with our regional lender that said, okay, your debt service is X, and we are generating significantly more than X by the two tenants. We're able to move forward and know that we will be able to service that debt immediately. we don't have to wait or speculate even.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, great. So if you are an accredited investor and you'd like to be considered for an opportunity like this, there's going to be an email address and a contact information to the right or to below this video. So please don't hesitate to call us.